World War II was a massive global event that literally changed the face of the world as we know it. But what many have forgotten is that for a short period, it also changed the face of American coinage. And this is a special piece struck only in 1943 that has gone down in history as being the only Lincoln cent of its kind in United States mint history, and likely the only kind that will ever be made, especially when you take into account what it took for this coin to be made at all. This is the 1943 Lincoln steel cent. And yes, you read that correctly, a steel cent. You see, during World War II, certain basic metals like tin, nickel, and most importantly copper were very valuable to the war effort. From making shell casings, bullets, vehicles, or uniforms, they were all vitally important materials. And just like all of us, even the parts of the government had to do everything they could to limit as much as they could their use. That meant the US Mint had to do its part, and so it released in 1943 a steel cent so the copper could be used for the military. The only downside was these coins were not really made to be used as heavily as they were. This is 1943. The Lincoln cent still had serious purchasing power, which meant these coins quickly were found out to tarnish terribly and turn almost green. So as a result, the US Mint quickly pulled them all back 1 year later and destroyed as many of them as they could. As a result, very few have survived in any condition at all. And these coins have been certified by NGC to be in stunning MS66 condition. But that is not all. This coin is also part of a new series from NGC called the Relic series. More specifically, the original bag series that's starting this new thing out. This holder holds an actual piece of an original United States Mint bag, which means not only are the coins themselves living, breathing pieces of World War II history, the holder also is now an official US Mint relic. This special piece is item number 905-11282. Again, that's 905-11-28-2. And our coins are in beautiful MS66 condition and are just $99.95 each. At that price, we are more than $25 less than our competitors' coins, and theirs do not have this special, living, breathing piece of US Mint history inside of the holder. Now, at just $99.95, these are going to be some of the most popular coins tonight, and we have a limited number in stock. So if you want one, I recommend calling in now at 1-866-518-5933. But if you don't want to use the phone tonight, that's totally fine. You can also head on over to our website, avccoins.com. Then once you're there, you'll see a search bar on the right-hand side of the page. Click on that and type in 905-11282 to get yourself a living, breathing piece of World War II and United States Mint history. But that's not all. In this grade or better today with NGC, there are just a fraction of the original mintage. And we're talking about a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. But we'll get to that in a little bit. In 1943, the Philadelphia Mint would strike a massive number of these steel cents. 684,628,670 to be exact. The coins were also struck at the Denver Mint and San Francisco mints, but those mints combined still struck 275 million fewer coins than the Philadelphia Mint. So they were all over the place, which makes you think these coins would be abundant today. But that's the exact opposite. Very few of these coins have survived today, even in uncirculated condition. And that's because that steel content made them tarnish and weather very fast, with some coins in 1944 already showing the type of wear and tear that we would associate with coins that have been stuck in a cup holder in someone's car for 10 years. That meant that the Mint pulled as many of these back as they could and destroyed them to avoid that potentiality in the future. So when you look at NGC's population reports today, there are just 17,287 in MS66 or better condition. That is just 1 in every 39,604 coins struck. Incredibly rare. If you wanted to put it into a percentage, it is, let me get this correct, it's hard to say, less than 1/100th of a single percent. And I know it's hard to understand, it is 0.0025%. And we had to round that 5 up. It's one of those coins that are so rare in this grade with its mintage that it's 0.002 and then a ton of repeating numbers because it's so infinitely rare when you take into account how many were actually made and how few exist in this condition. That's why our competition wants over $125 for one of these coins in MS66 condition. And that's just in a regular holder. We're $25 less than them, and these coins are a part of a brand new, very popular series from NGC that they're calling the Relic series. This current group are the original bags, which each contain a real piece of an original United States Mint bag inside of the holder. We don't know where the series is going to go in the future, but collectors are very happy that they have found a way to make these coins even more special. So not only if you grab this coin are you going to save $25 versus our competition's price, you're also getting one of the rarest Lincoln cents known today. I mean, with just 1 in every 39,604 known, this is going to be a highly sought after coin for years to come that is only going to get rarer. Because once these coins get into a collection, they hardly ever leave. I know I personally have kept every single one of the World War II coins I've been able to get my hands on because my grandfather served in the European theater. So it's a connection to a prior generation, and these pieces are also true blue 1 year only US Mint issues. When it comes to collecting, there are a couple of keys you always want to pay attention to: quality, value, and rarity. And this coin is the perfect blend of all of those. And it's also the only coin of its kind. And likely, due to how poorly these coins actually operated as Lincoln cents, we're likely never going to see a coin like this made ever again. Except maybe if we get lucky, they'll do a special anniversary piece. But with how badly they tarnished, I can guarantee you the Mint doesn't want to have that fiasco on their hands in a few years. Again, this special piece is item number 905-11282. 905-1128-2. And for just $99.95, you can grab a living, breathing piece of United States Mint and World War II history, while also saving yourself more than $25 versus just the coin with our competition. That being said, the phone lines are backed up, so we have to get moving on. Let's see what we have coming up next.